Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honor to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone of who I learned this truth from. And a shalom to the Hopefull Elect brothers taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radah. With a short lesson. Going into the mark of the beast, the MOTB, and all that it represents, and the commandment that was given to the Hebrew Israelites. I was born and raised in Christianity, Renaissance Western Christianity, which is the strong delusion. This is the doctrine, this is the version of the Bible that has predominantly been spread all over the earth, and it's a Catholic doctrine. Catholic meaning universal, and the scriptures are not universal. The judgments are, but the salvation, the love, the promises, the covenants, those are specifically only exclusive to the Hebrew Israelites, and mainly to the elect, the Hopefull Elect of the nation of Israel, which through the blood of Yahushai and the new covenant that Yahushai purchased, the 2/3, the rebels who will be purged during Jacob's trouble, who will die in America during Jacob's trouble, and when the ICBM missiles hit, they will be brought back through the marriages of the elect Israelites in the future in the kingdom when Yahushai is when his throne is established from the throne of David on the earth. That's the doctrine. This crap that God loves everybody, and the misunderstanding of John 3:16, for God so loved the world. This is the problem when you read a Hebrew Israelite writing in an Edomite language known as English. If you think about it, English is the last language. It is literally the newest language that was developed on the earth, and it was established by the Edomites. And the Edomites are known as the wicked, right? They are the wicked, and they lie. Everybody tells lies. Everybody has the capacity to lie, but Edomites, mainly the ruling class of the Edomites, they have the capacity where they're able to forge and build. They're able to establish systems of lies and then keep those lies going to deceive the earth. That's their lot. That's what they've been given. We don't know how to lie like that. I can tell a lie, but I would not be able to construct a lie that would be able to govern the minds of people for hundreds of years. I don't have that ability, but the Edomites do. And Renaissance Western Christianity is one of those lies, because it takes pieces of scripture. It makes everyone sound through English. It makes everyone sound like they can have a part in the new covenant that the Most High only made with the Israelites. The old covenant was only made with the Israelites, and the new covenant is only made with the new with the house of Jacob. And I'm saying all that to say this. This is the Apocrypha, which was taken out. This is Susanna. It's one chapter, but it gives so much insight into the law. Israel is likened unto a comely woman, which is the daughter of Zion, which is what? It's the men. It's dark speech talking about the rulership, the men. If you look at here, let me step out of this to prove my point. When the Most High judged Israel, he took away the men, because anytime you want to bring down a nation, all you have to do is attack the men, and everything else under that falls, because the men are the head of the society. Let me see. The captain of 50, the orator. Yeah, I already pulled up. So here in Isaiah 3, verse 3, let me go back one. Actually, let me start from the beginning. So this is what the Most High is doing to Israel. This is a judgment, right? So look what he says. This is Isaiah chapter 3. For behold, the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff. What is that? What is stay and staff? Stay and staff goes into your trust or your system, or even your foundation that you stand on. The stay and staff. The whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. So there goes your provisions, right? Your nourishment, your food, and your water. What you need to keep you alive. And then look, the other stay, the mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet. So what's the judge? There goes your laws. There goes your structure. What's the mighty man and the man of war? That's your wall. That's your protection. That's your army. That's your military. That keeps other men away, right? And then the prophet. What's that? That's your vision. That's your ability to know the future correctly on the right-hand side. That goes into your vision. Without vision, the people perish. And the prudent, that's your wise men. And the ancient, those are your elders. The captain of 50, and the honorable man, and the counselor, and the cunning artificer. There goes all your men of trade. You know, all the men that can build and do things with the craft that has the functionality of the city or the town. And the eloquent orator. There goes all your speakers. I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them. So the Most High said, I'm gonna invert everything. I'm gonna remove all the men. I'm gonna take away the men, and then I'm gonna replace those men with children and babes. And that's what we see the state of America. That's what we see the state of Yasharallah in today. Who's our leaders? Edomites. And then he what does he do? He puts a lot of our women who are sold out to his system in positions of power, like captains. You see a lot of women that are chief captains of police. What's a woman doing as a chief of police over a bunch of men? What's a woman doing in the position of a judge? What's a woman doing as a vice president or in the House or in the Senate? Why are they in those positions? That's actually a form of judgment, because women are not supposed to be in positions of authority over men. That's a judgment. One more precept. Now that we see that the men were the actual head of the government, I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely woman. And we know that the daughter of Zion is talking about all those men that we just read about in Isaiah chapter 3. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. Just like King Solomon likens the wisdom of the Father, the wisdom of Yahweh, to a woman. Just like the church is likened unto a woman. Just like in the Song of Solomon, Solomon is likened unto a woman. The fairest among women is actually talking about King Solomon, which is actually talking about Yahweh Shai, right? He's likened unto a woman, and the man or the king or King Solomon in the dark saying, writing of Song of Solomon, that's actually the Most High. Okay, and then what else? When we committed adultery, we are likened unto a woman who was being whorish, right? An adulteress. And because we were being an adulteress, and because we were being whorish, we got a bill of divorcement, and the Most High divorced us, and he allowed our enemies to take us, and then we went into slavery as punishment, right? And now we're likened unto an orphan and a widow. These are all dark sayings in scriptures that use, and then we also know that philosophy in Proverbs, the wrong type of philosophy, which is wine, is also likened unto a strange woman, and the correct doctrine, right, or the wisdom is likened unto the wife of our youth. Watch Proverbs 5. Look at this. Just check it out. My son, attend, and I'm laying this foundation to go somewhere with the mark of the beast or the MOTB. My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman, this is talking about a false doctrine. It's not talking about a physical female. Okay? This is talking about like Freemasonry, witchcraft, science, Christianity, Catholicism. That's the lips of a strange woman. For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and we understand that honey is a type and shadow. It's a dark saying of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because under the tongue of Yahushua is honey and milk. It says that in Ecclesiastes. No, it says that in the Song of Solomon. Under thy tongue is milk and honey, talking about the wisdom that Yahushua speaks. Okay, So a strange woman attempts to sound like wisdom, but she isn't. And her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood and sharp as a two-edged sword, because of deception. Her feet go down to death, and her steps take hold on hell. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, that thou cannot know them. Hear me now, there, O ye children, and depart not from her words. Depart not from the words of my mouth. Remove the way from far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house. Lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel. Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger. And thou mourn at the last, when thy flesh and thy body are consumed, and say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof, and have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined mine ear to them that instructed me. I was almost in an evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly. Now look, now it switches. Now we're going into wisdom. We're going into another woman. This is the wife of our youth, starting from verse 15. Drink waters out of thine own cistern. Going into the law, statutes, and commandments, going into the prophecies, going into the correct names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. There's an exclusivity here. The heritage that we were given a wisdom. It says that in Deuteronomy chapter 4, I believe. This is the wisdom that I give you in the sight of the nations. It is separated from the other nations. Drink waters out of thine own cistern, and running waters out of thine own well. This is talking about nation, national, heritage, racial. This is not for all the other nations. Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets. Let them be only thine own, and not strangers with thee. There go your other nations. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Who is the wife of our youth, you guys? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the commandments and the precepts, the prophecies that we were given when we first started off as a nation, when we first made a covenant with Yahweh, and he's going to make a new covenant with us. That's what this is talking about. It's not talking about one wife. Don't get the Western Renaissance Christianity, get the American one wife per man thinking out of your head. This was written thousands of years before the West was even, before that side of the planet was even established. This is not talking about one wife. This is symbolic. This is dark speech for the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, okay? Let the fountain be blessed. Let thy fountain be blessed, because it's only yours. And rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times. What are the breasts? The precepts. What you are reading right now. This is where you get the sincere milk of the word, like Peter spoke about. We are literally breastfeeding from the breast of the spirit of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding as we read these precepts in their correct order and the correct understanding. That milk nourishes your spirit. Let her be as a loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, talking about this truth, and be thou ravished always with her love. What is that? The exclusivity of understanding that you are a Hebrew Israelite, that you're a hopeful elect member of the house of Jacob, and that you are being allowed to understand things that most people will never get their entire life. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman? Why would you want to listen to the doctrines of Esau? Why would you want to go back to Western Renaissance Christianity? Why would you want to be into Islam or Scientology? That's what this strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger. Why would you grab onto the doctrines of the nations when you have the truth? For the ways of man are before the eyes of Yahweh, and he pondereth all his goings. His own iniquity shall take the wicked himself, and he shall be holden with the cords of his sins. He shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he shall go astray. I said all of that to say this. Now we're going to go back to here. Susanna is in the Apocrypha. It's just one chapter. She's a type and shadow of the virgin. She's a type and shadow of the comely woman. She's a type and shadow of the elect during Jacob's trouble, saying no to the forcing or to the causing of the mark of the MOTB to be presented. The MOTB is like you got to understand the way it's presented. It pierces into you, and the delivery system is called a palisade. It's like a shaft, for a lack of better words, like a penis. Inside the shaft is the RFID chip that gets ejaculated, that gets penetrated into your skin. It breaks your skin the same way a man's penis breaks the hymen of a woman when she's a virgin. You bleed just like when a woman is a virgin and she bleeds. And the deposit that is left behind is a RFID chip which receives a signal from Esau's system, which later causes a cancerous sore or a venereal disease. You guys have to see it like this. And the only way out for the elect is for us not only not to get it, but for us to cry out and say, no, we disagree with this. Because it goes into the law where when a woman is being raped, if she cries out and she's being raped, she will not be counted as an adulteress or an adulterer. But if she doesn't cry out, if she doesn't vocalize with her mouth, because you have to remember the angels are everywhere, beholding the good and the evil of everything that the Israelites do. So if a woman was being raped and she cried out, the first thing the angel is going to go do is go tell Yahweh she cried out. Therefore, she can't be counted as an adulteress. If she didn't cry out, that's also what the angel is going to report. What else does this go into? It goes into, through the confession of the mouth, salvation is made. And Paul says that, I believe, in somewhere in the Corinthians, and we're going to find that. But look at this story. It's one page. I don't have time to read it all, but it's two elders who fall in love with this guy's wife, and they come up with a story to rape her, and they tell her, they catch her when she's out taking a shower, and they tell her, if you don't let us rape you, we're gonna bear false witness against you, and we're gonna tell the men of the city that you were out here with another guy, and that he ran off and we couldn't catch him, and then they're gonna kill you based off of our testimony. And so she tells them this, and so they're saying, what do you want to do? You're either going to let us rape you and live, or you're going to not let us have you, and we're going to tell them that you were with another man and they're going to kill you. So she doesn't give into the story. Okay. So then Susanna sighed and said, hold on, let me read some of this up here. Okay. Then she said to her maids, bring me an oil and washing balls. And also, notice what she's doing. She's in the process of cleansing herself, which is what? It's the same thing the Hopefull Elect Israelites are doing now. We are making ourselves white with this truth, you guys. We are unlearning everything we have learned in America, whether we came in through the Christian, whether we were in Christianity, Islam. Some of us didn't have any religion. We are just worldly. Either way, we are unlearning all of the false doctrine that we had prior to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, waking us up. We are learning our history. We're learning what we did wrong. We're learning about the adultery that we committed against Yahweh, and we're confessing that, and we are making ourselves white. We are positioning ourselves to be made virgins again, wise virgins again. Okay, through this doctrine, through this truth. We are being washed off in the blood of Yahweh Shai, and we are being washed off in this truth. Then she said to her maids, bring me oil and washing balls. There goes your anointing, and shut the garden doors that I may wash me. And they did as she bade them, and she shut the garden and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at privy doors to fetch the things that she had commanded them. But they saw not the elders, because they were hid. Now, and this is a type and shadow of the Edomites, right? And the Confederate nations mentioned in Psalms 83. You can see that here. Okay. Now, when the maids were gone forth, the two elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us and lie with us. How do we interpret this today? The systems that are being set in place, the digital ID, the the format, the technology, the doctrine of we need to reset everything. What Esau is placing in the earth, there's not enough food to go around. We got to get everybody on a universal income. They're going to create some type of false flag event. The American dollar is collapsing. Why? So they can bring about their I keep forgetting the word. their oh man, there's a word that it says in Job that he will not be able to bring forth his I always forget it. But they're trying to bring about the new world order, right? The one world government with this digital currency, which will then end with them having to put everybody to chip everyone. And we cannot be chipped. Why? Because we are betrothed unto Yahushai. We are making ourselves white, becoming virgins again, and we cannot lay down with another man. We cannot lay down with another system, right? We belong to Yahushua and his kingdom on the throne of David, and so we have to keep ourselves clean and not let no one touch us, okay? So verse 21, if you will not let us put this RFID chip in you, we will bear witness against thee. We will accuse you, right? And this is what Jacob's trouble is going to be all about, that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away thy maize from thee, okay? And then we're going to kill you. And so Jacob's trouble is not about surviving, you guys. It's not about being afraid to die. What does it say? What did Yahushua say in Revelations? The devil will put some of you in prison for 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life. That's what this is right here. And we're going to see Susanna do this. Then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side. She's surrounded by hard times. For if I do this thing, it is death unto me. If I give in to you, I'm dead. And if I do it not, I cannot escape your hands. I'm dead if I do it, and I'm dead if I don't do it. But what's the best way to not be defiled? So I would rather die the righteous death. I would rather die as a virgin. I would rather die as a wife betrothed unto Yahushua rather than to give in and be defiled with your RFID chip signal and get a fucking venereal disease anyways. Do you guys understand that? It is better. Look what the answer, and this is the answer of the elect. It is better for me to fall into your hands, meaning not let you touch me sexually, not let you defile me with the MOTB. I'm not going to let you penetrate me with the mark. I'm going to stand fast, and I'm going to be faithful unto death and get the crown of life. It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord. With that, Susanna cried with a loud voice, and the two elders cried out against her. So she went against the grain. What else did she do here? Let's do this. Let's find it. With the confession of the mouth, salvation is made. With the confession, and she also, hold on, let's do the law first. If a woman is raped and she cries out, let's get this one first. I'm paraphrasing it. Okay, it's in the law. Boom. This is why our law is so amazing. This is why it cannot be done away with, because it helps you in today's understanding against what's happening with Esau. Okay, let's read this. Okay, Deuteronomy 24, 22, 24. You must take both of them to the gate of the town and stone them. The woman is guilty because she did not scream for help. The man must die because he violated another man's wife. In this way, you will purge this evil from among you. But if she screams, hold on. Let me see if I can find the actual. Okay, bam. But let's try let me see. Okay. But if the man meets the engaged woman out in the country and he rapes her, then only the man must die. Hold on. But if out in the country a man happens to meet a young woman pledged to be married, and he rapes her, only the man has done shall be put to death. Hold up. Let me see if I can. Hold on, man. I need to find the one that's got it. That lets you keep reading. Let me see. Slovakia. Let me see if this one works. If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in a city, and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they die. The damsel, because she cried not out. So if she cries out, then she declares she is in disagreement. That's her verbal cry for salvation, being in the city, and the man, because he hath humbled her, his neighbor's wife. So thou shalt put away evil from among you. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. But unto the damsel thou shalt not do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death, for as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter. And so you see here, you see the fulfillment, or you see the accomplishment of what she did. She cries out here. Okay, it is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord. With that, Susanna cried with a loud voice, "Hey, these guys are trying to get me. I don't want to do this," or whatever she said. And then the two elders cried out also. All right, so then the story goes on where she's about to get killed because they're saying that she was messing around, and then the Spirit of God comes upon a younger brother, and he separates the two men, and he asks them both the same question, and they both have a different story, and he proves that they're lying, and then he kills those two dudes and saves the woman, and she's saved, which also is the Most High keeping his word to us here in the law, because the angels saw what those men did. And again, when you come to the New Testament, when Paul says, look at this, through confession of the mouth is made unto salvation. And what is salvation for the Hebrew Israelites? Salvation, it's being delivered from another nation, not what Christianity says. Okay, so look at Romans 10:10. For with the heart man believes, with the mind unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. You got to say things out loud. You got to disagree. You got to lift up your voice like a trumpet. You got to speak this word, and fire will, and because you declare his word, he will take his words in your mouth and turn them into fire and make this people wood. You got to say things out loud, and that's what Susanna does here. Okay, so with the hopeful elect, what are we? We are likened unto a virgin, a wife. All right, we are making ourselves white because in the past we committed adultery. We understand that the commandment has been given to us not to allow Esau and his system to penetrate, to break skin, to rupture our hymic, which would be our hand or our forehead, and put his RFID chip in us, which would be what? This is going to be graphic. It would be symbolic of his penis and his seed, his semen, bro. That's what the RFID. And then the signal, every man, when he lays down with his wife, when he puts his seed into her body, what does he do? He leaves his vibration upon her. He leaves a portion of his spirit on her. She's a receiver from him. So if you were to take the RFID chip, you basically become the whore or the wife of fucking, or the prostitute of Esau, and the vibration of his system, the signal of his system is now being transmitted into your body on a consistent basis until that thing gives you that sore that's mentioned, which is the venereal disease. Everyone who took the The mark had a grievous sore. Who took the mark? Who took the mark had a grievous sore. A grieve. This is basically your grievous. This is your venereal disease. Grievous sore. I'm paraphrasing it. Revelations 16:2. There it is. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell. Okay, Revelation 16:2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast. Why? Because that penetration, that breaking of the skin, the injection of the RFID chip, and then the signal coming into the chip. The human body was not designed by the Most High to operate that way, and so it causes a cancer. It causes a pussy, a fucking disgusting, melting, gross, boily, fucking venereal disease, basically. Because even though it's not, your hand's not a vagina and your forehead's not a vagina, it doesn't matter. You're being penetrated and ejaculated into with this MOTB, and then now there's a consistent vibration being signaled into your body, right? So that they can they can track you. You don't know what this fucking thing's going to be doing, and upon them which worship the image. So there you have it. You see it. It's disgusting. And these aren't the only reasons why we don't take the RFID. We don't take it because we are betrothed unto Yahweh Shai. We are making ourselves white. Let's get it. And you don't want to ruin all this work to get fucking defiled. Making themselves white. Look. Oh, many shall be purified. Okay, that's one. Daniel 12 and 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried. Well, damn, that's actually a good one. I have to admit I wasn't thinking about Daniel, but look, many shall make, and that's where we are at. And the trial is Jacob's trouble, you guys. It's the MOTB, and he will keep us from the hour of temptation. He will keep us from the hour of temptation that's going to try us. It's going to try the whole world because we kept his word. I'll pull that one up right now too. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And that goes into your bride. That goes into the virgin. That goes into the men and the women that are making themselves white. Let me see if I can. Making themselves. There's another one though. It's in Revelations. Made themselves. She has made herself white. Let me see if that one is. If that pulls it. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Okay, and to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints. Let's go back one. Let us be glad and rejoice. Verse 7, verse 7 in chapter 19, Revelations. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints. Okay? And he hath said unto me, right blessed are they which are called to the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he saith unto me, these are the true sayings of power. And one more, he will keep us, right? I will keep you. Since you have kept my word, because you have kept. Now this is deep. Because you have kept my word. You have kept my word. No, the word you have kept, the word of my patience. The word of my patience. Now look at this. I will keep you. We need Yahweh Shai to keep us. Okay? Revelations 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, we need this. Oh, we need this, and we hope in this. I will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And this hour of temptation is Jacob's trouble and the whole MOTB crap. You don't want that, bro. We don't want that. We want to stay betrothed unto Yahweh Shai, you guys. Okay, so I pray that this lesson was edifying. I know I was all over the place, but this is, I mean, in the beginning, I had to show all those precepts showing, the dark speech concerning what type of woman, the Holy Spirit being a woman, the men likened unto women, and then the strange woman being doctrine, to show you also, there's a type and shadow of marriage, of consummation in this. You are being, and then, what's the consummation with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and the bride? It's the new bodies. It's the new covenant. I will, instead of having, look, let me finish with this. Instead of having the RFID chip put into you and a wicked signal, what's the promise? What's the new covenant? The blood of Yahweh Shai purchased. It's the new heart. It's the stony heart. I will take out the stony heart and give them a heart of flesh. And I will write my laws on their. I will write. And this is the everlasting tabernacles mentioned in 2nd Esdras. I will write my laws in their inward parts. Look, that's what this is. Watch. Okay, this is the new covenant. Look at this. Okay, Jeremiah 31:33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Yasharallah. After those days, saith Yahweh, I will put my law in their inward parts. Okay, now this is a penetration. Okay, keep it clean. Keep it clean. It's not, but it's a type and shadow. Look what's happening. He's putting his vibration. He's putting his incorruptible seed, which is what? It's his word, his laws. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their minds, in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. And this isn't the only time this is mentioned. And then here you have Hebrews quoting it, right? This is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their hearts, and in their minds will I write them, and their sins and iniquities will I remember no more. Now where a remission of these is, there is no more offering of sin. So this is the writer of Hebrews repeating this. Let's go into, and then look, let's show you that the Most High is already a step ahead. The everlasting tabernacles, and I'll be done. The everlasting tabernacles, right? I will give them. Boom! Okay? Look at this, 2nd Esdras. This is a prophecy in 2nd Esdras. These bodies, you guys, are already prepared for us. 2nd Esdras 2:11. Their glory also will I take unto me and give these. Who's the these? The elect. The everlasting tabernacles which I had prepared for them. How do we know what's a tabernacle? It's a moving tent. It's talking about your body. Remember Peter? What did Peter say? I must put off this tabernacle. I must put off this tabernacle. Talking about his dying. Put off this tabernacle. Watch. So bam, right there, look. Knowing that shortly I must put off my tabernacle. Talking about he's going to die. Even as the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach hath showed me. What's he talking about? When Yahweh Shai was on the beach after his resurrection, he was barbecuing some fish, and the disciples were fishing. And Yahweh Shai asked them, do you have any fish? Do you have any meat? And they said, no, we've been fishing all night. We didn't catch nothing. And then John, the apostle, says, it's him. And Peter didn't even question him, right? Which goes into the prophets, regardless of age. We can listen to one another. Peter saw him, and John recognized him. Peter, no one else recognized him but John. John says, it's him. Peter jumps right off the boat, butt naked, bro, and swims to shore, and then just stands there. And then Yahweh Shai asked him, when they all brought the fish in, and all the apostles were there, he said, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? And then he gave him that prophecy. When you get older, Or when you were younger, you went wherever you wanted to do, you did what you wanted, but when you get older, somebody will lead you by the hand and take you where you don't want to go. That prophecy was for all the apostles because they all died martyr deaths except for John. And they tried to kill John, but they couldn't. So he died of an old age. So I'm saying all that to say this. Let me see if I can pull up. I want you guys to see something. When I was a Christian, I saw this. Alita Battle Angel. Let me see if I can find it. Finds the suit. Yeah, it's her body. It's her new body. Okay, now I don't want to get a copyright on this. So what I'm going to do, let me stop this. I'm going to speed it up and see if I can do this without getting a fucking copyright. Okay, so hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So she finds the body. She's drawn to her new body, right? And she finds it on the chariot, just like it says when we get our new bodies, we will get them on the chariots. You guys seen this? I was a Christian still when I watched this movie, and I remember how the spirit in me was leaping. I exploded, and I had no understanding. I had a Christian understanding of the glorified body, not understanding that this is specific to the elect of Israel, and then the children that would be born to them, the 2/3 in the kingdom. I didn't understand any of that, but when I saw this movie, I lost my fucking mind because I remember I was like, that's in the Bible. Trip out on this.
No one will dare harm you again. It's the adaptive technology of the Berserker body. The shell is reconfiguring to her subconscious image of herself. I've never seen anything like it. It's making micro adjustments throughout every system.
Looks like she's a little older than you thought.
So yeah, that's just a glimpse. You guys can go look right here. If you look down here, there's another one. See, that's when she's on the ship, and that's her body. That's the everlasting tabernacle, right there. You see it, and so she's got a strong body here on the left, but that one that's hovering, that's for her. It cannot be destroyed, and when she connects with it, she becomes this ultimate warrior. And bro, you guys, they got this. They got this out of the Apocrypha because Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai already has our bodies waiting for us based on this, on Second Esdras, bro. It's already, they're already the everlasting tabernacles. They're already, see, and we know that Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai he's enthroned in a chariot. He's on he's not sitting somewhere on a mountain. He's inside of a chariot. He's in the Father's ship. That's where his throne is. That's where all the other ships are at, right? And inside of that ship, like this, are the everlasting tabernacles that the blood of Yahushua had to purchase. And that's the new covenant. And inside of those bodies is what? It's the laws, statutes, and commandments. And we get fused. We genetically, spiritually, soulishly, however, we get fused to it, and we can never sin again. Fire, huh? So I pray. So these are the reasons, so many reasons and more, why we don't take the mark of the beast. We are betrothed unto Yahweh. I pray that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone of whom I learned from. Shalom to the Hopefull Elect brothers, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.